Is this a good look? Like that? I don't know. I do not know. My face looks a little shiny. Okay. Welcome everybody back to my pop heart. I am your host, Meli. Literally, okay, I'm so used to holding my mic that this whole just letting the mic live and just do its thing is so just ugh to me. Like I like to just hold my mics. This is weird. Anyway, welcome to season two, everybody. We are in season two. Oh my gosh, it has been a long time coming. What a journey. It's been a whole year since I've been doing this podcast. And I'm just so proud of myself and just, I feel so accomplished. Just doing a solo podcast. I've only had three interviews. Y'all have only seen one interview. But I have two interviews recorded that I have not even released yet. One of them, we had a lot of technical difficulty, so it's very choppy. Like my internet connection was screwed, and the sound, and it kept disconnecting. So I'm still trying to figure out a way for me to release that with it being like that, because I don't want to release something and it's just very hard to listen to, and the audio and the video keeps cutting out. It's what's the point? When you listen to this podcast, I want everybody to feel just comfortable and just in their element. In their element. What am I even talking about? Um, I want everybody to feel just relax and just to listen to some good old nostalgic pop culture. And so yeah, just trying to figure that part out. And also I have a episode that I did with one of my friends here in LA. His name is Michael, and we recorded here in this studio. Yeah, also we're back in this studio. And so yeah, I'm gonna get all of that figured out and then I will release the interviews. I feel like if y'all love solo Melly, I feel like y'all would really love interviewing Melly and just guess Melly, because both of them are interviews. One of them's an interview, and then the other one is just a guest, like a guest host, which I do want more guest hosts. Like doing this a year, I've really realized that I miss having hosts. For all the people that didn't listen to the first or second episode, because I believe I said it in both episodes, I think pre Pop Heart. Welcome. And this is my third podcast. I had two other podcasts before this years ago. I started a podcast with one of my best friends since eighth grade. Um, and yeah, we had a podcast and we started it during COVID. If we would have stuck with the podcast, we probably, but I don't want to dwell on coulda, shoulda, woulda. But yeah, that was my first time. I was just I want to do this. Whenever I just first discovered podcasting, I was like, this is for me. I have the gift of gab. I have a lot of opinions. And then I love hanging out with my friends. I've always been like that ever since I was little. I love just chatting with friends and just shooting the shit. I love it. And so okay, and look, I need to take this off again. I'm telling you, I will sit here and stare at myself this whole time if I don't. Getting on the streets, getting the groceries up for real. Are you kidding me? Okay. Um, what was I talking about? What was I talking about? Oh, okay. So yeah, we started during COVID, and so I'm from North Carolina. Just a recap. Maybe I should just do a recap of my whole life. This is season two, and there is new listeners. Since I've been consistent on posting every week, I have been consistent. And so I guess with new listeners, this could be their first video that they tuned into, or their first podcast that they clicked on, the first episode. Yeah, my name is Melly, and I'm not saying my age. Screw that. No, I'm proud to have came this far. I'm My name is Meli. I'm 30 years old. I'm from North Kakalaki, North Carolina. And right now I'm living in Los Angeles, California. Yes. Okay. Yes, my name is Meli. I'm from North Carolina. And I'm currently living in Los Angeles, California. And yeah, just living my life right now, building these dreams up. Welcome if this is your first time listening. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Like, I feel like I've heard people say, like, I'm ADHD. And then I hear people say, I have ADHD. So what is it? I'm ADHD. Whichever one it is, I'm both. I'm ADHD. I'm every woman. I'm every ADHD. No, I'm not. I feel like my ADHD is mostly like the mental one. What is that one called? I'm trying to think. What is it? I forgot what it's called. Anyway, yes, we are in season 2. This is like everywhere. This is literally everywhere. This is why I want co-host. I'm gonna cannot cross any fingers. I'm not. Y'all should know this by now that I cannot make any promises right now. Even though I have been doing good on my promise of posting every week. I'd like to thank God before I thank anyone, before I just give my hand out the crowns and the people that have inspired me and that have paved the way. I want to like thank the source of it all, the guiding light, the inspiration, the just provider. I want to thank God. I want to thank Jesus. Oh my gosh, did you not want to get Ugh. Okay, I'm not getting emotional, but I want to thank God because none of this would be possible without him. None of this would be possible. And I am forever thankful. I'm forever grateful. I'm, well, I feel like I'm about to say I'm pregnant. I'm pregnant. But I really am. Like, none of this would be possible, y'all. One day I will be telling my story. And I have such a story and I have such a journey, y'all. Y'all will be like blown away. But I have a lot. I have a lot that I want to talk about and that I'm going to talk about. And the story is still being written as we speak. There's so much, so much. And yeah, my heart is full and my heart has wings and they will fly. I'll touch every star in the sky. So this is the miracle that I dream at night. Y'all, okay, I think the reason why my emotions are like everywhere and I go from like almost about to cry then laugh, it's because I have not eaten today. I've eaten like a little cutie, the little mandarin. Is it mandarin? No, mandarins. Mandarin's a place. The little oranges. Yeah, a little cutie. That's all I've had today, y'all. And it's like getting pretty late. It's almost dinner time. Well, it's like late afternoon. But anyway, yeah. I love you, God. Jesus is Lord. He really is. Like, whew. I have a story and I'm gonna tell it. Gonna tell it. And y'all are hearing this first. And I've documented so much of my journey. And this podcast is another way of me like documenting this. I know I don't talk about my personal life at all on this podcast. I don't think I ever have. And I think with season 2, with this new season starting, like, oof, I feel that presence, that spirit. Honestly, of just like me saying this new season starting. Because this is a new season. This is a new season in a bunch of different ways. It is a new season. And so with this new season, I'm going to, not I think, but I'm going to sprinkle in a little bit more of my personal life and sprinkle in a little bit of my story throughout in like every episode, just little pieces, because I will have a time where I'm gonna have a just, yeah, yeah, in the works. That's all I'm gonna say. But it is season 2. Welcome, guys. And since I gave my first crown out to the biggest crown, and that is God, who I pray and I believe in, and who I trust and who I have faith in, and who guides me, and who is the biggest inspiration in my life, and that is God, Jesus. I've given out that crown, and I have a few crowns that I want to give out. And I'm pretty sure, because I was thinking about this before recording. This was like a last minute thing, and I'm just like, this is season 2. I made it to season 2. I've been doing this for a year, not consistently a year, but I'm proud to say after doing this, after starting this a year ago, that here I am. I am in a professional studio with professional equipment, and I'm doing the damn thing, and I've committed to this, and I gotta finish what I started, and this is one of my dreams. And so, yeah, um, I'm telling you, I can hop in like 5 different like conversations, and I'll try to like lead it back. But this isn't all of the crowns that I want to give out, but this is just some of the people that like just them being them and them showing up and them being in rooms that they shouldn't be in have just inspired me and kept me going, and just seeing myself in them. And I'm just, if it wasn't for these people, then like I don't know if I'd be sitting here right now. I don't know. But yeah, the first one that I want to give out is Terrell Grice. I love you, Terrell Grice. I really do. And I know that one day we are going to work together. I know one day we're going to meet. One day we will work together. I know this. I know this deep down in my heart. And I have, yeah, and his name and everything is like a part of my story and my journey. And one day I will talk about that story and how Terrell Grice changed my life, honestly. He really did. Terrell Grice did. So he's one of the biggest crowns that I'm going to give is Terrell Grice. Thank you for being you. Thank you for paving the way, like being a black gay man that loves Jesus, that has a relationship with God. And because I know there's so many people in the LGBTQ plus community that have this like complicated relationship with God. And it's because of how they've grown up, and bad situations, bad past situations with pastors, and just all of it, family members, and being shunned and everything. So I've heard so many of those stories, but for him to be just like loud and proud with who he is, it's great. It is great. And it's inspirational because I've never seen that before on the internet space, on having a show, like him having a show, period. Like it's very inspirational. His love for music, I love music too, but his love for music and him just, that is part of his purpose. And that is one of the biggest things that I tell people whenever I do ask people, have you like found your purpose, and are you walking in your purpose, and everything is just, he's always had a love for music, and his personality, and how he's able to talk to people and relate to people, and how he's able to lead. And so, your purpose is things that you're naturally talented at, and you just, all those things just combine into one, and you don't even know. Like his story on his show was they were looking for someone to host the show. He wasn't even going to do it, and then whenever they asked him to like show them what he's looking for, It was just like it was that light bulb moment. I was like, wait, I can do this. I don't need to look for somebody else to start the show and to run the show and host it and everything. Like I can do that. And it's his natural talents just came out. And so yeah, he is one of my biggest inspirations. Next I want to say Zach Campbell. Oh my gosh, love Zach Campbell. His personality, his heart, his opinion is just it's everything. Like I also love Zach Campbell, and I know that me and Zach Campbell will work together. Also, I do want to work with Zach Campbell. I I have a few projects like in the work, and these projects are just with me. These projects aren't like projects that are just yeah, like they're not like out there. I'm not working with like a big team and everything. I haven't gotten there yet. Keyword yet. But um yeah, just things that I've been working on personally and in the future I would love if Zach Campbell came on that ride with me. But yes, oh my gosh, manifestation, I feel it. I feel like manifestation works even more whenever you're starving. It's like fasting. You're fasting and you're like praying for things and you feel it. I feel like your spirit is like feeding off of that. Like when your stomach's empty and you've just been drinking water and your stomach is just your spirit's like feeding off of that. Like and I feel it. I feel a manifestation, y'all. I feel it. But yeah, Zach Campbell, he's great. He's been killing it on YouTube for years and years and years, and his transformation, just his whole transformation, not just his physical. Even he looks really good right now. Zach Campbell looks so hot. But besides his like physical transformation, it's just like him as a person. Like he's great and he is iconic. Next, I'm gonna say Lizzo. Lizzo probably hears this all the time from so many people, but Lizzo is just very inspirational. She's very inspirational and she is a trailblazer. I could probably count on one hand on how many um does she call I think she calls herself fat. Yeah, she calls herself fat, so I'm not saying anything offensive. And I'm not even if it was offensive, I'm not trying to be offensive. But fat or I guess overweight, um and black and a woman. Like all three of those, being all three of those is like what's like Hollywood for one, being in Hollywood and being all three of those seems like a nightmare. And just in society, it's just always the joke's on the fat person. It's always a fat person that's like falling, tripping on the ground, or like breaking something, or just like in a scene, like stuffing their face with like cake and stuff. It's always they always been the butt of the joke. It was just her courage. Like her courage is just very inspirational because I have things that I struggle with till this day. Me being at the grown age of 30, like I have things that I struggle with um about my physical. For people that don't know, if this is their first time like listening, I have gone through really bad weight loss and weight gain, like gain, like and like losing weight. So, that body dysmorphia is just it is crazy. And so just Lizzo being those three things and being being fat, black, and a woman, and just going and being herself and just putting herself in those rooms that she's not technically supposed to be in. I'm doing quotation fingers for people that are just listening. I'm doing quotation fingers because there isn't any spaces for those women. Um I can name like on one hand. And if you can't, anyone that's listening to this right now, just take a second and name at least five fat black women that have made it big And I can only name like three. I'm thinking Lizzo, Queen Latifah, and Aretha Franklin. That's the only ones that I could think of right now. Um, ooh, and Octavia Spencer. But yeah, and that's four that I can think of right now. So yeah, just her being her and just to keep doing it because you know she has heard so much. She's heard so much shit. She has gotten so much shit for just showing up and being herself. People do not understand that of how important it is to stay in to to still sit at a table that you're not wanted at. We've all experienced, well, not everybody, but a lot of us have experienced those times where we are in a room, we are in a class, we are in a club. Oof. we are in we're just in a space where you can just feel that you're not wanted there and that nobody respects you there. And for a lot of us, we're just like, well, I'm getting out of here. Nobody wants me here. Like, a lot of people, they're just like, fuck that. Like, why would I be in a place where nobody likes me? Like, what? I'm not doing that. That is like, for some people, it's like, and that's a danger to me. And some people are like, that's a danger to y'all. But the the courage to be like, okay, I'm in this area, I'm in this space, I'm here, and I know that none of y'all want me to be here right now. None of y'all. Some even say it out loud, and I'm still going to show up. I'm still going to do my thing. I'm still going to bring personality. I'm not going to shut down and just be like, I just, because some people can shut down. For her to keep bringing this big personality, her still entertaining and everything, it's just, I can go on it for days. I've been talking a lot, but Lizzo, there's your crown. Thank you. And I would love to work with you one day too. Next, I'm gonna say Raven Simone. Raven Simone. Oh my gosh, Raven Simone. I'm gonna say Raven Simone / Raven Baxter. Oof, I love some Raven Simone. I think all of us love Raven Simone. If you're a listener to this podcast, if you listen every week, I feel like y'all are my people. If you listen to my episodes, know that y'all are my people. You love a good nostalgic, millennials. We're in there. And Raven Simone has just, for one, being like the first Black girl to have a show on Disney Channel and being like the first to have like a revamp of her show and to have multiple seasons going over the 3 seasons they usually have. I think they only have a contract for 3 seasons. And so her show was like the first show for them to be like, we're gonna do another season, like, and then coming back with a revamp of her show and then doing over the original three again. Um just yeah, Raven being her, like, oh my gosh. I looked up to Raven Baxter so much because she was just there was no like shutting her down. She is a star. Raven Baxter is a star. I'm gonna talk about Raven Baxter and Raven Simone, but Raven Baxter is a like when you watch That's a Raven, Homegirl is just, she's in the hallways of school and she's as loud as she wants. She is doing like just wild things. And there's no, with her that I admire so much because I didn't have that growing up. I wasn't someone that was like loud and out there and just not a care in the world of what people think of me type of kid in school. And so with her and the show, it was very admirable, even though it was a fictional show. But it was just her being like, she'd be dancing in the hallways. Like Raven wasn't ever like looking around like, oh, who's looking at me? Like, oh my gosh, this might look stupid, or just like, oh, she was just doing her thing. And I looked up to that of just her doing her thing. She was in these crazy situations. She's always had like a face. She would always like make a face. Like and I'm pretty sure that's where I got it from, where I'm just like, when I'm just like my mouth being open and just being like shocked or just making crazy faces and everything, all of it. And I just looked up to Raven Baxter. I love Raven Baxter, and she was just always her. She was never changing to be anybody else unless she was in costumes, trying to like help her friends. And that was also me too. I'm just like, how can I help my friends? And we just get in sticky situations. She's a meddler. I'm a freaking meddler. All of my friends know this. I'm just like, I'll just try to like help you out. And I'm like, meddle in your business. So yeah. And then Raven Simone. So growing up in those That's So Raven days, and even after That's So Raven, I loved Raven Baxter. Raven Simone, I didn't know much about Raven Simone. And those lines did get blurred. I think for a lot of us, there was a lot of blurred lines when it came to Raven Simone and Raven Baxter. We're just like, that's Raven. It's the same first name. So we're like, Raven. But we didn't know who Raven Simone was. Her, watching her recently and her being like, she'd get off the set of That's a Raven. She'd go home, put on basketball shorts, large t shirt, and just like, tomboy it up. We didn't know that. We would have thought that, like, Raven Simone, she gets off the set and she's going to the mall and going here and with her girls and blah, 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 getting her nails done all the time. Like, we would think that. But the reason why Raven Simone is on this list of crowns that I'm giving out is I've recently fell in love with Raven Simone, of her having the courage of just her, she has her head shaved now. She's dressed more tomboyish and everything. And her courage too, to just, this is how I dress outside of being on TV and everything. That's how I'm gonna dress on TV now. Like, when she's not playing Raven Baxter, her showing up and having this like podcast and doing other things, showing up on other people's shows and directing and everything, and her showing up as her true authentic self now, her coming out as lesbian, like that's admirable, because she didn't have to do any of that. And for her to just free herself and to show herself and to stand in it and to continue to show up and to show up as herself, that is very admirable. I love you, Raven Simone, forever and ever and ever. I love you. And I know one day I will meet. Oh my gosh. Also, tears are trying to come. Stop it. But yeah, yeah, I always love Raven Simone. Oh, and I love Raven Simone's music. So I love Raven Baxter growing up, and I love Raven Simone as like the singer, the artist. But now I love Raven Simone as a person, which is great. And she drops gems all the time, almost every time I see her on the internet. One day I will see her in person though. Okay. Next is Saucy Santana. Oh my gosh. Thank you, Saucy Santana. Wow. What a trailblazer Saucy Santana is. Like, what a trailblazer. This is like, homeboy is just, and I know it's hard. Oh my gosh. I know it's hard. And a lot of these people on this list, Terrell, Zach, Lizzo, Raven, Saucy, and next I'm going to talk about Lil Nas X. But I know the people on this list, they make it look so easy, and they show up with a smile on their face and doing what they love to do. But I know that it is not easy. Showing up and being in those rooms again, that you're not wanted in, when people are commenting on every photo and every post of yours and just being so hateful and nasty, um people sending you messages that they want to kill you or want your family dead because You're doing what you love. And so Saucy Santana, I know that he is out of this whole list, probably is one of the ones that get it the hate the most, honestly. Being a black gay boy that is very feminine, that has the long nails, that has the purse, the makeup, sometimes the skirts and dresses and stuff. Like, I know that he gets a lot of it. And so for him to keep showing up, because it's so easy to just tap out and be like, I've had it. I've had it. Like, oh, and also being in the hip hop space, the black community is notorious for not supporting the gays. And so him showing up and killing it every time he comes out with a new song, and to represent and to put people of the LGBTQ plus in his music videos. Like, that's he's great. His music's great. He's great. I would love to have a conversation with him, a one-on-one conversation with or without cameras and podcasting and stuff. Just a conversation with him and to give him his flowers in person. I would love to give all of these people their flowers in person, but like Saucy, I wouldn't give him a hug because, he does have gay people around him, but he also, being in the industry that he's in, there is a lot of heterosexual people that are surrounded and people in the studios and everything. And I just want to like tell him how grateful I am as a fan, as a friend, hopefully one day. But yeah. Okay. Next we have Lil Nas X. Lil Nas X, just inspirational. Like, he's younger than me, and it's, anybody else have those like situations where it's like you could get inspiration from anybody and everybody. And it's just like those times where, because I feel like with inspiration, being inspired by someone, it's mostly people that it's like older and like, wiser, older, wiser. You heard the saying. And so you like look up to that person and everything. But Lil Nas X is like younger than me and he's such an inspiration. I'm telling you, people do not understand. I feel like people have, whenever someone says representation matters, I feel like so many people just sweep that under the rug and they're just like, okay, representation matters, like whatever. No, it is so importante. It is so important to have that representation, because I'm telling you, if it wasn't for these people showing up and being themselves and to come out with their art and to open those doors for people like me, I would not be here right now. I would not be still trying to do what I'm doing. I've succeeded in doing what I'm doing. I've always wanted a podcast. So here I am. Lights, camera, action, bitch. But but to be here, and there's so much that I want to do, and there's so much that I'm gonna do, and there's a whole list that I want to do, and I would just not be able to reach so far and to dream so big if it wasn't for these people popping up on my phone, popping up on my TV screens, on my laptop, and just them being themselves and me. It gives this little boy inside of me that is still like hurting. I'm still trying to heal from the hurt that I've gotten growing up and being told that I'm too gay to do this and I'm a disgrace and that I really need to change my life and just all of these things, and that still weighs on my heart. That's something that I pray about almost every day, that ache and that pain does go away. Oof. And so these people that inspire me and that I see them showing up and doing it, and it just gives me that hope that I can fully be me in front of thousands of people Fully be me walking on the set to a talk show. Fully be me while acting in a movie. Fully be me speaking in front of thousands of people. And I'm just so thankful for these people. And two more people that I want to add on this list is Markel Washington. Such an inspiration. He just hit 11 million. Oh, to cry for him. I love you, Markel. You already know one day we're going to be working together on TikTok, um, or even off TikTok, just anything. Such an inspiration. I love him. I love his mom, Coach Estella. Follow both of them on Snapchat. They're great follows. Markel Washington and his mom, Coach Estella. She is hilarious. But yeah, Markel, he again showing up, being himself, him just having fun, him giving. And that is a big thing that I want to do. And that is one of the main reasons why I'm doing what I'm doing is to inspire and to give back, to open doors. And that's what Markel Washington is doing in the social media space. Him, and through him I discovered Dylan the Celebrity. If you do not know Dylan the Celebrity, please go follow him on everything. He is everything. He's this big personality, tall, black, gay guy that is just, and he's from Texas, big country, and he is everything. Like he is just, it's so inspirational, and he's loud and he's proud, and that is something that I'm still trying to get at, and so very inspirational following him, and it makes me want to break out my shell more. So yes, all those people, and I know that I'm forgetting people, but thank you guys. Thank all of y'all. Oh, the cast of Pose. I'm just throwing that out there too. The whole cast of Pose. Give them all crowns, every single one of them. And the directors, all of them. All of them. Um, yeah, those are the crowns that I'm giving out starting out season 2. Love you guys. This was so nice. Yes. Remember to tell your mama, tell your daddy, tell your sister, tell your brothers, tell your cousins, tell everybody in the family about my pop heart. And until next time, peace, love, and